Peace. Natural market. Say Detroit in the house.
We're gonna try to give a couple of seconds here, a couple of minutes for some people to join in. This is impromptu, but I wanted gotta do this. So he went out and had a good time. It's all good. It's all good. So so I'll go ahead and get started here, and then whoever comes in, I mean, it'll be up. It'll be up for viewership um, later on. So yesterday I'm doing the live, and a comment pops up. Sister named Renee, and she says something to the effect that my sister Zada has transitioned to the higher realm. And I'm like, I only know one Zeta, but she didn't say. And I'm like, well, I ain't gonna make no assumptions. And I was like, the name Renee sounds familiar, familiar. Renee, Renee, Renee. So I'm like, well, I hope that's not who I think it is. So I get off the live, and it's still on my mind. So I'm like, I want to see who this. So I looked up the name Renee, and the last name she had posted, and I stumble up on a Facebook post, and it's her daughter is saying on August 22nd how sad she is to get up and discover that her auntie had transitioned. And I'm looking at the young lady, I'm like, damn, she looked like her. Then I'm like, wait a minute, Renee. I met Renee. Now it's coming back to me. I met Renee, and I'm gonna tell you how. I'm gonna tell you um, about Zada 9 and um, why she was significant in my journey. So let's do some story time. What's up, Straight Panther? Let's do some story time. So it is 2016, and a sister named Purplish um, was had a lecture down here, and it was Dr. Eileen. Okay, so I asked her at the last minute, well, does he have anybody to open for him? So here's the deal. It's 2016. I'm 39 years old. I've been watching uh, the Bobby Hemmett videos for years now. And I have this idea in my head that I'm going to be like Bobby Hemmett. just to be straight up, that I'm gonna start going around the country and lecturing about all the, the little bit of stuff I knew at the time. That's what's crazy because I thought I was heavy, back then. It's crazy, and it's like what what I had discovered then relative to now is like, hey Renee, much love to you and your family, to you, your brother, your sisters, your daughter, your niece, all of y'all, your nephews. You know, I didn't I didn't put it together when you first came on. I was like, damn, that name sounds familiar, but I can't. And then I was like, yeah, but Zeta, I was like, damn, I hope this is not Zeta that I know. Well, here's the deal. So first and foremost, my condolences to you and your family. Your sister was an amazing soul, and she had a major impact on my journey. And I'm about that's what I'm want to have this little discussion for, you know. And so, okay, so here's the deal. I wanted to be like Bobby Hemmett. I'm gonna go around. I'm gonna be lecturing and this and that. It would take me a couple of years to realize that was not my destiny. It wasn't my, you know, our lifestyles completely different. That was not the reality. Peace, digital music art. That's Dap Dunlap. It was not my destiny to carry out my mission in that manner. But at that time, I was, man, I wanna be a lecturer and this and that. So I reach out to Sister Purpolis and I asked her, can I open? And she's like, well, I mean, it's fine with me, but she had me talk to Dr. Alim. So it's funny. That's the first time I met them, Dr. Alim and his wife, Kadira. And what's funny, she about broke my fucking hand when I shook her hand. I'm like, damn, this woman strong as it, because I shake hands hard, but I'm not gonna shake no woman's hand hard. She grabbed my hand like, damn, and I come to learn out she a black belt in damn um, karate or some form of martial arts. Like, damn, I don't want to fuck with her, but so they was real cool. Dr. Aline laid back, and I got to say this too for the record. A lot of these people who you see like talking and stuff, as people get to know them, as their notoriety builds, they start to think that they're like rock stars. They're unapproachable. But what's funny is that you know he wasn't like that. Very down to earth. It's like, yeah, man. I give you 20 minutes. Do your thing. So so he got up there and let me rock, open for him. And so at this lecture, there happens to be a lady sitting out there in the audience who went by the name of Zada9. Okay, it's a private person, so I'm not gonna say her government name. So that's what she went by online, Zada9. And so I'm getting ready to leave out after I done been there for a while, and I gotta go. I got a newborn son, and so I was like, let me get on home. I done been gone long enough. And as I'm walking out, this lady comes and says, "Hey, brother, I wanted to talk to you before you left." She introduced herself. She gave me her name and number, and said, I want you to talk to you about speaking in the future. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. But as you go and live and learn, people come and tell you all types of things. You learn not to get all to put a whole lot of weight in it. I said, okay, it's cool. And, you know, we was cordial and everything. And I went on. Well, it would so happen we would start chit chatting now and then as time went on. And she ended up telling me, I can't remember exactly how she came up with the idea, but she wanted to do a lecture in Indianapolis, okay? Um, her hometown. And so I'm like, Indianapolis? I'm like, shh. And still I'm like, oh, okay, that seems so far-fetched to me, going all the way to Indianapolis. But one thing I learned about her, she's very adventurous, very action oriented, and very analytical, you know. And so she was very observant, and she thought outside the box, and she was like, but she was action oriented. Because when she actually said, okay, I'm talking to my brother, we're getting the flyers, we're gonna do this thing, man. And I'm like, okay. So then I started like, okay, well, let me take this serious. Let me start preparing. And so we arrive at this topic we're gonna do called um cracking awakening the mind, cracking the Bible code. Okay. And shout out to her husband. Um, um, I won't say his name, but you know who you are. If you ever see this, a good brother, you know. And so they drive me up to uh, Indianapolis. And this is what's crazy. As I go back and look, the lecture was on April 8th, 2017. And this is how crazy how stuff line up. It just so happened that 13 years prior, I started my business when I had the training thing going. I started it on April 7th, 2004. So there's something about, that energy of Aries and uh, creativity and emergence. And I want to say this about Aries. See, Aries, we normally just hear stuff. Oh, that's your identity, and I too have said that it's your identity. But Aries is also I am, and whenever that's the word am means essence, and essence means fire. And so I am, as in my essence, is more than just an ego. Aries is really the first expression of the soul because Aries is the seed. Okay. So in 2004, my soul journey took me in a certain direction and a seed was planted. I went downtown Dallas and filed for my DBA on April 7th. Well, on April 8th, a soul mission. This is what's crazy. You don't know why people come in your life. On April 8th, in Indianapolis. At this time, I ain't charting. I ain't looking at no astrology. I ain't keeping up with the movement of timing and cycles and the significance at this level. I'm straight just the metaphysics and I'm, you know, a certain lane. Okay. But the action that she initiated was the planting of a seed. And this is what's crazy. As I'm reflecting on her, there's something about her that lines up with my fourth grade teacher. Peace be upon her too, Mrs. Grace Baycoat. This woman told me that I was a writer in the fourth grade, and she had me do all these speeches, and she had me sit down and write this letter to these visitors who were gonna come to our school, and at that moment, again, it planted a seed. And I want to say that Miss Baycoat was an Aries. I want to say, I think I looked it up. I think I looked up her birthday. I think she's an Aries. but it was the planting of a seed. So when the sister Zada9 has me come up and do this lecture, I don't know. I'm thinking that the seed is being planted in what my ego thinks I'm supposed to be doing. But like I said, Aries is not just ego, it's more than just the appearance, it's more than just what's on the surface. It actually is the first expression of the soul because the seed contains everything that is needed, is in the seed as far as the information. What the seed needs beyond that is the environmental factors to be in place to allow the information to unfold. But in itself, the seed contains all it needs. And so, beyond what I thought that was going to lead to, it turned out to be the seed planting of something far greater than what I was privy to at that time. And so, what's funny about that is that in in ancient in Kemet, you know, you have the goddess Seshet. Now Seshet whispers into the ear of Tahuti. Now Tahuti is the scribe. Okay, he's also what's called Hermes Trismegistus. Okay, which is the triurnal scribing of divine knowledge. Okay, now he would be the teacher, the messenger, the the uh, the vast mind, but his information is whispered into his ear from Seshet, and this is why I feel like this energy is around Sister Zeta because there's a lot of people who are behind the folk that you see out on the forefront, meaning she came to me, approached me, not about us doing a lecture together, like, okay, well, I'm gonna come out and she gonna come out, and she approached me about me doing a lecture. But she was acting out the role of Seshet because if she co-signs and says you should be lecturing, then obviously you have some type of message that I want to get out. So in that case, who's the real lecturer? Is it Tahuti or is it Seshet? And she's just using him. She speaks through him. See, we see people like me and other people. We on these cameras and we talking. You know what I'm saying? And but you never know who's behind these people, who's feeding these people. My wife is a seshet, you got all types of I got male friends who are seshets, meaning I got a brother, uh young E. He'll send me all this more information than I can even digest. As far as I know, he doesn't have a YouTube channel. He's not out here, uh uh talking and this and that, but people are feeding you. This sister had a way of identifying a light. And then she would say, I like where this brother or this sister's going. I'm going to get behind this and we're going to get this out to the people because they need to hear this. And I have to say, for that and other attributes, Ashe to her spirit, Sister Zeta. Because I'm going to tell you something what's funny about life. You can grow up with people. What's funny about life is that You can know people from your childhood or all your life, and um, they may never recognize your true value. And ain't it funny? Somebody may see you one time, two times, or whatever, and they're like, damn, I see something. And people who done been around you forever don't see it, might even be annoyed by your presence. Oh, here he come with, we trying to talk about the game. Here he come. You know, it's it's funny. And most of my life has been I'm an Aquarius, you know. So most of my life has been as the somewhat of the outcast of sorts. But what's funny is that Sister Zada and her brother and her husband, you know, trusted me enough. Hell, I'm sitting behind them in the truck. I could have been an axe murderer, 10, 11 hours. Rolled me up there. My stomach was bubbling. I had to stop every 2 hours and go, oh man. I had to go. My stomach was tore up. I ain't never been in that many gas station bathrooms, man. Uh, this is from Renee. This when you Renee Vaughn in here. This is Sister Zeta's sister. She said, "My sister truly only picked genuine souls." Man, I believe it, and I'm honored because you know your sister better than I do. I'm honored that, with that being the case, she felt compelled to associate with me. I mean, and I mean that. I mean that. You know, and so, but so on the ride up there, she got to be patient. Because I had to stop. I had to stop every 2 hours. I swear, and I was tearing it up. And so one time, this is just a funny. I came out, had them laughing in the truck. I don't know. We was about close to. I think we was probably in. I don't know. We was about close to close to St. Louis. I go on this one stall, and I had to go. Um, I had to go, and I'm sitting in there, and this dude came in, and I swear his ankle was about this big. His ankle was about this big around, and his foot. Let me see. His foot looked like this. This is what his foot looked like. So I'm sitting in the stall, and I see this approach. I'm like, this like a damn horror movie. And Dab said, my God. And he's humming. He's like, and when every time he went, the damn stall was vibrating. I said, this motherfucker gonna kill me. I'm sitting on the toilet. I'm vulnerable. But that just it bring back funny memories. I came out, had them rolling, telling about my man in there. Thought I was about to be a goner, damn horror movie. But well, we got up there, you know, wasn't as many people showed up that we hoped for. Things didn't work out with the videographer. Um, but we did what we were supposed to do. And whoever heard it was supposed to hear it. Say Andre the Giant. Man, his I think that dude had to be about good 6'7", you know. I said it's a wrap for me. I'm starting to think, what am I gonna do? You know, because my stomach was towed up. I was not at full strength. But all jokes aside, you know, they paid me, you know, because I was super broke, super broke. They paid me for going up there. They took a loss because it ain't no way. You think about it. You done drove up there, gas. They got me a room. But what was beautiful about, and this is how I met Renee. They and it made me feel like those stories I would hear about Brother Bobby. Like he would go to the people where he was in the city to do a lecture. He would go to the people's house and they would eat, and you know he wasn't on no, you know, I'm a celebrity type thing. And so they took me. She took me over to her brother's house, and her sister-in-law had cooked, sat there and ate, um, drank some wine, you know. Um, then later on, I think Renee came over, and maybe a nephew, one of the sisters. It was her brother's son, and maybe somebody else. But it was just everybody was cool, you know. Made me feel like, you know, my presence was valued, you know. And it was a beautiful thing. That's the only time anybody ever had me uh, go and do a lecture. And then, like I said at that time, I thought, oh yeah, I'm about to be today Indianapolis, tomorrow Baltimore, D.C., L.A. You know, but it ain't what was meant to be. It was for the planting of a seed for something beyond that. And again, I must give honors to the spirit of Sister Zeta. May you have a peaceful journey, you know. And I'm saddened to hear that she's transitioned. I'm saddened for the family because you know we've had a lot of death in my family. My sister last year, my grandmama this year, you know, and it's been a lot of it ain't never no right time for somebody you love to transition. You know, even my grandma was 91 years old, and you can say all the stuff. She lived a good life, but you know, it still don't stop the human emotion from flowing. You sit there and you reflect on certain things about the person, you know, and those emotions get to flowing. So I say to the family, you know, y'all take y'all time and love on each other. You know what I'm saying? And love on the memory of your dear sister, your mama, your aunt, you know, and and do your best to honor her spirit. And like I say, I'm just sorry to hear that. Sorry to hear that, man. You know, you don't find many people who bat for you in this world. So I just want to take this time and give her some honor. And that's about. This is let me see. The family appreciate the love given for Sister Zeta. Thank you. You're most welcome. You're most welcome. Most welcome. Um, yeah. But that's all I got, y'all. I'm gonna wrap this up. I got a few things do around the house, getting some things in order. It's Virgo season. Are there any, and keep doing what you're doing. This is Renee. Said, keep doing what you're doing. You are a great brother. Thank you. Thank you, Renee. Thank you humbly. You know, I appreciate it. I'm gonna doing my best. You know, do what I do what I can do, and yeah. So on that note, y'all, September 10th is my birthday. Hey, when was your what in Sister Zeta? When she what was it? February? Was it 21st? Her birthday? So your birthday is on the full moon this year. Full moon in Pisces. Oh man. I want to say I think her birthday was because I thought she was Aquarius at first, and I think she ended up telling me it was the 20. I thought it was the 21st. So y'all are opposite each other. She a Pisces, you're a Virgo. Wow. Oh, she January 22nd? So she is an Aquarius. Oh, now my mind is really fucking blown. She is an Aquarius. Now this is funny now. I'm gonna tell you, this is funny how here go the numbers. Now 22 is a master number. So she's born on the 2-2. Okay. I'm born on February 2nd, 2-2. Oh, say I was right. Is it February 22nd? See, I'm about to go into a damn. Let me wait, get it right before I go into a false breakdown. So February. Yeah, I thought it was February. Either way, if it's 22nd, 22, 22 is a master number. And my birthday is a 2-2. So it's funny how that connection is there. I was even born in room 202 in the hospital. So now it makes you wonder if the numbers attract each other. You know, the energetic frequency of the numbers just makes my mind wonder about, just why we connect with certain people beyond just the energetic resonance and taking into how people's charts may unfold, and also looking at the numerology around it. It's so much to consider. But on that note, I thank y'all for tuning in. And if you appreciate anything that I do, then I ask you to offer up an ashe for Miss Zada9 because she is a contributor to, you know, what you're getting right now. As always, stay down till you get up. And when you get up, stay down. Peace.